And welcome to Berlin. I am here at the train station ready to go to Brussels. I've never traveled by train in Europe, and it was cheaper to get a train ticket than it was to fly. And I didn't mind paying the extra money to fly, but I wanted to travel by train because I wanted to see, more of the country, more of Germany, and train travel in Europe is iconic. I mean, everybody talks about how cool it is and everything. It's very cold here, mid-February. In Berlin, but at the same time there's less tourists and the prices are cheaper, at a lot of these touristy places. Berlin and Germany is full of history. It's not all good history, of course, we all know that, but it does have a rich history dating back, hundreds of years. Back during the, Bavarian Empire and, those days and all of that. But there's about 3.7 million people here in Berlin. It's the second most populous city in the EU under London. Okay, it is a very big city, and their metro system is a very old type of metro system. You have to validate your ticket. You got to punch it, put it in the machine, and I haven't seen that in a long time. And I thought that Paris had a kind of an old, arcane kind of metro system, but Berlin has them beat. Believe me. But with that said, it's not too difficult to get around the city as long as you have the right kind of people that can help you out. I stayed at a very good hostel. I don't like hostels, but this one was $25 for 2 nights, and the staff was so helpful. They have all these maps. You go up and ask them a question. They take these maps. They have you can tear them off. They have like 100 maps. They take one and they write down on a pen how to get here, there, everywhere, and they circle it, and they're helpful, and they all speak English, and it was just awesome. So it was a very good hostel, and the money was, it was very cheap. It was right next to the North Korean embassy. In the hostel that I stayed at, the Berlin City Hostel, there's an article about them that I'll post on my website about how they were accused of making payments, rent payments to North Korea. But the lady, I didn't ask her that many questions about it. She just said that she's got some stuff that she'll give me that she gave to the media, and I said it's not that big of a deal. But she said that they do own the building and the property or whatever. I guess the property was actually sitting on North Korean property because of the embassy next door. But anyway, it's not a big deal, and I wasn't worried about it. About a third of the city is composed of forest, parks, gardens, rivers, canals, and lakes. It's very green here. In the summer, it's beautiful. I recommend coming to Europe and Berlin in the spring, summer, or fall. Don't come in the winter unless you really want to save money and you want to avoid the tourist, rush during that time. As far as tourism, you got a lot of stuff to see here, but some of the top tourist attractions are the TV tower. You can see the TV tower anywhere in the city that you go. The hop-on bus is one of the best ways to see any city, any major global city in a short period of time. I highly recommend the hop-on bus, and you can see the best of the best in just a short period of time. I'm visiting every city during my Europe in 2 weeks campaign for about 2 days, so the hop-on bus is a must. Or a river cruise, a river tour is also good, like I did in Bangkok, because they didn't have a hop-on bus in Bangkok. You have Checkpoint Charlie, which is a big piece of history, because that was the checkpoint between the American and the Soviet, the Allied sector, the American sector, and the Soviet sector. Okay, and they have the people there dressed as MPs with American flags, and they have a piece of the original building that was still there. There's a museum there, and it's also next to a piece of the Berlin Wall that is still standing. Speaking of which, on the other side of the city, you can go see the East Side Gallery, which is a large part of the Berlin Wall with all these paintings and it's a big mural. There's all these paintings and stuff on the Berlin Wall. It's really something. You can even buy pieces of the Berlin Wall in a tourist shop that they have there, in jars, and you can just buy chunks of it that they've tore down and they've saved. So I've got a piece of the Berlin Wall that I bought. The Brandenburg Gate, where Ronald Reagan did his famous tear down this wall speech in 1987. That's where it was at the Brandenburg Gate, and that's right next to the Holocaust Memorial, which I also visited, which is another very interesting place to go and see. The Reichstag building, you can go check that out. There's a lot of other places to see here. Berlin is a great place no matter what time of the year it is, but I do recommend coming when the weather is nicer, because it does get cold here. And with that said, I'll see y'all in Brussels. Peace out. Charlottenburg Palace, and I'm at Cafe Lamouche. I don't know if I said that right. I got my coffee because it's cold outside, and I just want to tell you this is a great place to get a cup of coffee next to the Charlottenburg Palace, and this is the gentleman that runs the place. Anything you want to say in German, or say something in German?
Thank you for coming, und ja, hallo, herzlich willkommen. Welcome to visit my cafe in Berlin.
Awesome. Come check it out. Take care.